I'm HeyJ, and I pledge to find and defeat every unique boss in Elden Ring. And because I'm an idiot and I like to do things a little spicy, we're gonna say no summons.
Baby, that's what I've been waiting for.
Welcome back, Classy Crew, to another start of a new journey. Now, if you're new here, what I like to do is take a game I've never played before, make a ridiculous, uneducated pledge about it, and then document my journey as I try to go through it. I started off by pledging to play all of through Castlevania, which I have a few games that I didn't get through yet, but we're still working on that. Then hunting every monster in Monster Hunter World and Rise, which pledge complete. Then playing through Dark Souls, playing through Dark Souls 3, and finally killing every boss in Bloodborne, pledge complete times 3. So as Elden Ring was coming on, I actually did a video. I was quite excited about Elden Ring. Now, a little bit of my experience on the Soulsborne stuff. Dark Souls 1, played it thinking I would love it like Monster Hunter, did not like it. Didn't have a very good time with it. Dark Souls 3 had a much better time with it, ended on a super high note, got into Bloodborne, started on a high note, and then I was like regretting my life choices and why I had gone into this. But while all this was going on, the hype of Elden Ring was just growing and growing. And over a month ago, Elden Ring launched to much critical fanfare or success. Pretty much everybody said this is the best game ever made, whether they were Soulsborne fans or it actually brought in a lot of new fans to the series. Now, I'm not going to share everything I love about just what I've seen and heard about it, which has been very little. I watched all the trailers before launch, made a video on that, and I've been pretty much trying to avert my eyes from any spoilers online, and for the most part, I have been quite successful. I don't know much about the game other than it's a really fun open world game with typical Soulsborne mechanics, a plethora of bosses, near almost 100, so I know I'm going to be at this for a while. And I know that there's something about being maidenless, which I honestly have no idea what that means. Having no maidens, I don't know if the whole point of the game is to get maidens or if you don't want maidens, so we're going to discover that. And I don't know anything about the bosses. I don't even know the names of the bosses that are giving people a hard time. So I'm going into this pretty much blind at this point. And so if you are new here, this is what I do. I'll play the game every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/HeyJOfficial/ aka that's my channel. And then I pretty much record my journey as I play the game. So I've done this with all of the previous games I've mentioned, where I pretty much play in 4-hour chunks. And usually that's enough information to kind of recollect my thoughts. Now, sometimes I get stuck in the game and I don't need to do a journal, because fighting a boss for 4 hours and coming back to tell you, oh, I learned how to die a lot at this boss and I'm still stuck. But otherwise, you can expect an update every week with how I'm progressing in the land of Elden Ring. And I don't know what the name of the land is, so for now it's called the land of Elden Ring. I'm really looking forward to this. And some people might say, why are you doing such a ridiculous pledge without even knowing if you like the game? And the answer to that is because I'm pretty sure I will like the game. And I'm really not hesitant to make this pledge. That's why I'm going all in on this. I'm pretty much signing up for this to be my biggest adventure in 2022 for gaming. The game is already looking like it's going to be Game of the Year by the end of the year. It looks a lot more like Dark Souls 3 than Dark Souls 1. And so I'm convinced I'm going to like this. What I have learned over my Dark Souls 1, 3, and Bloodborne playthroughs is I will not start with a strength build. I will probably lean into dexterity. I'm very curious about arcane, so I kind of already know as a player what I am drawn to in my playstyle in these games, so I'm going to go into that. I know I'm not good enough at these games that I'm just going to run through everything, so there should be some level of discomfort, which I think is important in these pledges. I'm ultimately looking for a little bit of challenge. There's something that has grown in me since I've done my first Monster Hunter pledge last year that now I kind of seek out some challenge and fun, because you got to get those endorphin high when you're trying to do something and you find a wall and you just get stuck on that wall and then you overcome. That stuff's addicting. Once you start tasting that in your games, you just keep wanting it and wanting it. And now that I've gone through 3-4 games where those endorphin highs are no longer, I mean, I've passed them, I need something new, and I think Elden Ring will do that. The fact it's a big open world, I think it's going to be fun. And what makes it even better sharing this experience with all of you is that it's not just going to be my experience. It's going to be our experience, our collective experience. And that's going to be unique. We don't know what that's going to be like. I do ask for the chat not to backseat drive unless I ask. So for the most part, I'm expecting the community to have a good sense of what's going on. I'm not going to lean too much on the community. I'm going to go out and try to figure stuff out myself, try to find where all these bosses are. And I mean, there's so many to find. I have a feeling it's going to be like Korok Seeds and Breath of the Wild. I'm just going to toss a rock and accidentally hit one. So I'm sure I'm going to find these bosses just fine. I've seen a lot of players who are not into Soulsborne on Twitter like post about their experiences and journey, and they seem to be progressing quite fine. But my pledge is going to take me to the end all and be all of all the bosses, which I don't know who they are. But that's where I think the biggest and real challenge will lie. And I can't wait to do that. Now, I was very hesitant if you look at a stream where I was talking about this, whether I would do summons or not. And I want to be very clear about this. Summons are part of the game, and I believe anybody who uses summons is a fair mechanic to use. And the only reason I'm personally pledging not to use summons is because I am adding a handicap to my playstyle to make it a specific experience that I want. I want an experience of traveling through this land, encountering monstrosities and fighting them one-on-one. And in some cases, for all I know, it could be a one-on-two where they gang up on me, because we've seen that in other Soulsborne games. So that is why I am making that pledge. And I know it's going to only make my life harder and more miserable, but that's what I'm signing up for. I'm saying I'm a little bit of a masochist at this point. Let's go, bosses. Hurt me. Give me that you died. I don't even know what the screen says when you die in this game, but let's go on one-on-one. We will travel across the land, searching far and wide, each Elden Ring boss to fell and unlock the power that is inside. I will spare you the karaoke version of that. So with all that said, I hope I will see you on twitch.tv/HeyJOfficial every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be starting the day this video drops, which is April 19th is our start day when I enter Elden Ring, create my character, and see what this game's all about. I'm very excited to meet a pot. I saw a pot in the trailer, and that is my highlight right now. I got to go find this pot man in the game. So I'll see you all there, hopefully on the channel. If not, if you can't watch the stream, I will be chronicling my journeys here on YouTube. So hopefully I see you on the next video as we start with our first journal of Elden Ring. I'll see you next time. And until then, keep it classy. Do, 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 do. Subscribe.
So I didn't have a pair of scissors, which is why this is like so primitive here and like caveman-ish, like a Neanderthal ripping it out. I can't trim this shit on the back. Ah.